Tang Su, you don't deserve it. Hey! Azwa! Tang Su was startled by Lu Huaizua's sudden action. Their relationship had clearly improved, and she couldn't understand why he would do something like this to her all of a sudden. Lu Huaizua, you're deceiving me. Lu Huaizua frowned in displeasure, his handsome face, hailed as a once-in-a-thousand-years divine beauty, twisted with savage fury, like a bloodthirsty demon. Azwa, I don't understand what you mean. Tang Su managed to speak with difficulty. And besides, Azwa, I've never lied to you. And besides, Azwa, I've never lied to you. Tang Su, you never had stomach cancer at all, did you? Lu Huaizua coldly cut her off. You treat me like a fool, making me spin around in your lies. Do you find that amusing? Azwa? Tang Su stood frozen for a long moment before finally grasping the meaning behind his words. She treasured the fragile peace they'd rebuilt, and she didn't want any unnecessary misunderstandings between them. Even as his grip made every breath painful, she struggled to defend herself. Azwa, I'm not lying to you. I really do have stomach cancer. Yes, the doctor said it's terminal. I don't have much time left. Azwa, I'm not lying to you. I really do have stomach cancer. Yes, the doctor said it's terminal. I don't have much time left. Azwa, during these final days of my life, can't we just get along peacefully? Doctor? Ha! Lu Huaizua let out a cold laugh. He suddenly shoved Tang Su away, watching her fall helplessly to the ground. Tang Su, you truly surprise me, colluding with doctors to deceive me. But unfortunately for you, you're mistaken. I, Lu Huaizua, am not that stupid. Azwa, I didn't collude with any doctor. My body really is unwell. Terminal stomach cancer isn't something I'd fake. Why would I accuse myself of such a terrible illness? Struggling, Tang Su pushed herself up from the floor. She tightly grabbed Lu Huaizua's hand, her voice laced with cautious pleading. Azwa, please believe me just once, okay? Believe you! The corner of Lu Huaizua's mouth curled into a knife-sharp smile. Tang Su, you don't deserve it. With those words, Lu Huaizua turned without hesitation and walked straight out of the hospital room. Tang Su knew that if he left now, she might never see him again. She was dying anyway. Never seeing him again wouldn't matter. But she feared that in his anger, he'd refuse to keep his promise to save Xiaoshen. Desperately, she grabbed the edge of his clothes. Azwa, you promised me. You said you'd lend me money for Xiaoshen's surgery. The doctor said Xiaoshen will be ready in 2 or 3 more days. Azwa, could you lend me 1 million first? Tang Su, so you've truly resorted to every trick and ruthless method just to save that bastard child? You even faked an illness. A pathetic act like that actually came to your mind. Azwa, Xiaoshen is not a bastard. Remembering something, Tang Su quickly pulled out the paternity test report. Azwa, here's the DNA test result. Look, it's officially stamped by the hospital. You and Xiaoshen are unquestionably father and son. Azwa, please. I beg you. Please save our Xiaoshen. Lu Huaizua didn't respond immediately. He lowered his gaze, his eyes fixed unblinkingly on the report in Tang Su's hand. Staring at the bold red characters, all he felt was mockery. Confirmed biological match. Tang Su nodded vigorously. Yes, Azwa, Xiaoshen really is your son. 4 years ago, I didn't abort our child. I never had anything with Jing Hao. Azwa, I only ever loved you. But Tang Su, Lu Huaizua replied, his voice flat and devoid of emotion, chilling to the bone. I don't believe a single word on this paper. All I know is that 4 years ago, when you mistakenly thought I was a poor man, you immediately aborted our child just to climb into the wealthy Jing family. All I know is that you threw the glass bottle containing my child's remains straight into my face. When the glass shattered, I couldn't tell whether the blood on my face was mine or my child's. All I know is that while I was drowning in agony, you were tangled in bed with Jing Hao. All I know is that you played innocent with Jing Hao, and to cover up our affair, you even hired thugs to kill me. A car accident that nearly left me crippled. All I know is that you played innocent with Jing Hao, and to cover up our affair, you even hired thugs to kill me. A car accident that nearly left me crippled. All I know is... Azwa, it wasn't like that. 4 years ago, I broke up with you because Lin Yanyan. Tang Su, don't dare tell me again that Yanyan forced you to break up with me. Blaming her only makes you look even cheaper. I don't believe you, Tang Su. I only believe my own eyes. Just as Tang Su opened her mouth to speak again, Lu Huaizua suddenly snatched the paternity report from her hands. For a brief second, she thought he'd changed his mind. Maybe he wanted to examine the document carefully after all. But the next moment, without a trace of emotion, he tore the report into pieces. A bastard child dares to claim kinship with me? Ha! His star-like eyes, the very ones Tang Su had once adored beyond reason, now held nothing but cold cruelty. Tang Su, take your filthy things and get out of my sight. I have obsessive cleanliness. I hate filth. With those words, he viciously flung the shredded pieces of the report into Tang Su's face and walked away without looking back. The scattered fragments drifted down from her cheeks like the broken pieces of her heart, irreparable, no matter how hard she tried. Suddenly, she found she no longer had the strength to chase after him. Leaning against the corner of the wall, Tang Su crouched halfway to the ground, wanting only to quietly tend to her wounds. Then the door suddenly swung open. Tang Su thought it was Lu Huaizhuo returning, but instead, it was Xiao Shun who entered. Still wrapped in bandages, Xiao Shun limped inside, small and slightly awkward, yet painfully heartbreaking. Tang Su hastily wiped away the tears at the corners of her eyes, refusing to let her vulnerability show in front of Xiao Shun. She forced a smile. Xiao Shun, why are you here? Mom, Xiao Shun doesn't want Dad anymore. From now on, I never want Dad again. As he spoke, Xiao Shun's eyes remained fixed on the paper scraps scattered across the floor. Tang Su could clearly see the light in his eyes shatter piece by piece, until finally, it faded completely into silence. Like someone murmuring in a dream, he whispered, Xiao Shun doesn't need Dad that doesn't need Dad. Suddenly, the little boy lifted his face to look at Tang Su. His dark eyes carried a determination and seriousness far beyond his years. I don't want Dad. So Mom, please don't let him hurt you anymore. When you're sad, it hurts me too. Tang Su could no longer hold back. Her tears fell with a soft plop. A 3.5-year-old child already understood how to care for her. So why did her as well only know how to hurt her? Tang Su knew how deeply Xiao Shun yearned for a father's love. Just as she opened her mouth to comfort him, she heard his voice tremble as he asked, Mom, is it true? Do you really have terminal stomach cancer? Tang Su, let's make a deal. Tang Su's heart sank. She absolutely didn't want Xiao Shun to find out about her illness, for fear it might affect the outcome of his upcoming surgery. She forced a light tone and gently pinched Xiao Shun's cheek. Xiao Shun, you heard what I just said to Huaizhuo, right? Seeing him nod, Tang Su continued with a soft laugh. Silly Xiao Shun, Mom was just pretending. You watch TV dramas too. Don't girls always pretend to be pitiful nowadays? Mom just wanted to act helpless, so he changed his mind. But unfortunately, Mom failed. Mom, is that really true? No matter how clever Xiao Shun was, he was still only 3.5 years old. He couldn't grasp the complexities of adult deception. Tang Su ruffled his hair. Of course it's true. Liars grow long noses. Mom loves being pretty. She definitely doesn't want a long nose. Xiao Shun, don't worry. Mom is perfectly healthy that I'm going to live to see my little boy grow into a strong, upright man. The ward door suddenly swung open. Lu Huaizhuo walked in, grabbed the car keys left on the table, and left without a word, radiating cold indifference. As he turned, he sneered at Tang Su, lips curling mockingly, eyes and brows brimming with undisguised contempt. Clearly, he had heard every word of Tang Su's comforting lies. Tang Su lowered her eyelids bitterly. Remembering Xiao Shun was there, she quickly forced her expression back into one of radiant cheer. But unexpectedly, Xiao Shun, who had been quietly nestled in her arms, suddenly became wildly agitated. Like an enraged little beast, he lunged straight at Lu Huaizhuo and bit down hard on his wrist. Bad man. You bully my mom. You're a bad man. Xiao Shun bit with all his strength. Xiao Shun bit with all his strength. In an instant, blood welled up on Lu Huaizhuo's wrist. Terrified that Lu Huaizhuo might hurt Xiao Shun, Tang Su rushed forward to pull him away. But Lu Huaizhuo moved faster. Before she could even reach them, he violently flung Xiao Shun aside. Seeing Xiao Shun crumpled on the floor like a shattered porcelain doll, Tang Su felt as if countless dull knives were slicing through her heart. Yet Lu Huaizhuo's eyes held not a trace of pity. He looked down at the child with disdain and disgust. Arrogant fool! Xiao Shun! Noticing fresh blood seeping through the bandages wrapped around his legs, Tang Su ignored the already departed Lu Huaizhuo and frantically gathered Xiao Shun into her arms. She slammed the call button repeatedly while shouting, Doctor. The reopened wound was excruciatingly painful. Beads of sweat formed on Xiao Shun's forehead, but he clenched his teeth, refusing to cry out. He didn't want his beloved mother to feel sad. Mom, don't cry. He reached up with his bandaged hand, clumsily wiping away Tang Su's tears. I'm not hurt. Really. Liars grow long noses, and I'm not lying. I don't hurt at all. Hearing these words, Tang Su burst into even harder sobs. Xiao Shun scrambled to wipe her tears away. Mom, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I can't protect you, and I keep causing you trouble. Tang Su turned her face away in panic, not wanting Xiao Shun to see her overflowing tears. How could her Xiao Shun ever be at fault? Her Xiao Shun was the best. So even if it meant having her tendons ripped out and bones stripped before she died, she would raise the 1,000,000 yuan needed for Xiao Shun's surgery. Lin Nian had been restless during the days she pretended to be ill. From her most trusted subordinate, she learned of a major development. Su Cha-Cha, previously declared brain dead by doctors, had briefly awakened after being treated several times by the renowned physician Yue. Though she had only been conscious for less than a minute, the fact that she woke once meant she could wake again. And during that brief awakening, Su Cha-cha had spoken one sentence. Don't harm Tang Su. Because of this, Lin Xiao, the obsessive husband, despite wanting nothing more than to tear Tang Su apart piece by piece, still obeyed Su Cha-cha's wish and refrained from sending Tang Su back to prison. Because of this, Lin Xiao, the obsessive husband, despite wanting nothing more than to tear Tang Su apart piece by piece, still obeyed Su Cha-cha's wish and refrained from sending Tang Su back to prison. Thinking that Su Cha-cha might fully awaken and expose the truth, Lin Yanyan grew frantic, like an ant on a hot pan. Her hairline had receded nearly a centimeter from stress. She knew she had to do something. Normally, Lin Xiao never left Su Cha-cha's bedside, making it impossible for her to take action. But today, a major event occurred in the Lin family, forcing Lin Xiao to leave. This was her perfect opportunity. Lin Yanyan felt even heaven was aiding her. When she arrived, the 2 nurses assigned to care for Su Cha-cha were nowhere to be found. Doctors had emphasized that the oxygen mask over Su Cha-cha's face must be protected. Removing it would mean certain death. Lin Yanyan swiftly approached Su Cha-cha's bed. If she just pulled off the oxygen mask, Su Cha-cha would die for good, and all those dark secrets would be buried forever. She reached out, about to remove the mask, when she noticed multiple cameras in the room were glowing red. Her hand froze. Quickly, she adjusted her move, gently patting the oxygen mask back into place. That way, even if caught on camera, it would look as though she was merely tending to her mother with care, not attempting murder. Mom, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. If I weren't so useless, you wouldn't have been harmed like this by Tang Su. Grasping Su Cha-cha's hand, Lin Yanyan theatrically wiped her eyes. Mom, please wake up soon. If anything happens to you, I'll never forgive myself. Mom, please wake up quickly, okay? As she spoke, Lin Yanyan clearly felt Su Cha-cha's fingers twitch. Her heart pounded in terror. Fortunately, the woman on the bed didn't actually open her eyes. She knew now, Su Cha-cha's awakening wasn't far off. She had to act fast to ensure Su Cha-cha would cease to exist in this world. Lin Yanyan had always been clever. Soon, she devised a plan. Tang Su. She knew exactly how desperate Tang Su was for money. People die for wealth, birds die for food. If she offered enough money, Tang Su would have no choice but to save Tang Yenshin. Back in her own hospital room, Lin Yanyan dialed Tang Su's number. Her voice dripped with condescending superiority. Tang Su, let's make a deal. Lin Yanyan, what evil scheme are you plotting now? Tang Su, I know you're desperately short on money. You need 1,000,000 yuan for Tang Yenshin surgery. I can give you 1,000,000, and I can bring in the best foreign experts. I guarantee Tang Yenshin will fully recover. Seeing that Tang Su didn't immediately refuse, she knew she had struck a nerve. She pressed on. All you have to do is remove the oxygen mask from my dear mother Su Cha-cha. Then I'll save Tang Yenshin. Tang Su, this is your last chance to keep him alive. Do you want Tang Yenshin to die, or my mother? He forgot her, and it made her so sad. Lin Yanyan, you're sick. Tang Su didn't want to waste another word on Lin Yanyan. After saying that, she hung up the phone directly. Even after hanging up, Tang Su's heart continued to pound violently in her chest. She knew that perhaps if she killed Su Cha-cha, Lin Yanyan would keep her promise and give her the money. She desperately wanted to raise the funds quickly to save Xiao Shun, but she couldn't betray her conscience. Tang Su loved Su Cha-cha, deeply, sincerely. Su Cha-cha wasn't just her idol. She was a ray of light in her heart. When she was a child, she had been weak and often bullied at school. Once, several girls shoved her into a muddy pit. Covered head to toe in filth, she lay there, humiliated and helpless. Su Cha-cha, visiting the school for charity work, saw her. Without a trace of arrogance from being a celebrity, she carefully lifted Tang Su out of the mud. The dirt stained her expensive gown, but she didn't care at all. All she asked was whether Tang Su was hurt. Even now, recalling Su Cha-cha's gentle, caring eyes from years ago, Tang Su's heart still trembled with warmth. She just couldn't understand why Lin Yanyan was so determined to kill someone as kind as Su Cha-cha. They were mother and daughter. Tang Su also couldn't understand why Lin Xiao, who once wanted nothing more than to tear her apart, suddenly stopped pursuing her. She wanted to expose the entire truth and clear her name. But she didn't have time anymore. She could only use the last of her life to raise money for Xiao Shun. Nothing mattered more than keeping Xiao Shun alive. As Tang Su struggled helplessly over how to raise the money, her phone suddenly buzzed with a news alert. Jing family's eldest son Jing Mo makes a strong comeback, becomes new leader of Jing Corporation. Jing Mo. Tang Su clicked open the article in disbelief. The man in the photo, clear-featured, elegant like a bright moon in the night sky, was actually the Jing Mo from her memories. The same Jing Mo who had shared life and death with her, who had stood by her side. During the 4 years Tang Su was locked in the underground dungeon, she hadn't been alone. When she was thrown in, there was already a blood-soaked man imprisoned there, Jing Mo. When she was thrown in, there was already a blood-soaked man imprisoned there, Jing Mo. Back then, Jing Mo was nearly broken, reduced to a useless state. It was Tang Su who massaged his limbs every day, sneaked in medicine, and did everything she could to prevent him from becoming permanently disabled. Her left arm was crippled, protecting Jing Mo. That day, Lin Xiao suddenly decided to have Jing Mo's leg shattered. The guards came to carry out the order. Tang Su threw herself in front of Jing Mo, using her own body as a shield. Her arm was destroyed, but Jing Mo remained unharmed. In her heart, there was only Lu Huizhua. She had no romantic feelings for Jing Mo, but surviving through hell together, depending on each other for life, was enough to make anyone willing to die for the other. Jing Mo once said, if they ever managed to escape that dungeon and see the light of day again, he would work hard to earn money and cure Xiaoshen's illness. Now he had succeeded. He must be willing to lend her the money to save Xiaoshen. The thought that Xiaoshen might finally have a chance brought Tang Su to the edge of ecstasy. She didn't know where Jing Mo lived now, so she looked up the location of Jing Corporation's headquarters online and went straight there. She had intended to go to his office, but without an appointment, the receptionist wouldn't let her in. So she waited in the underground parking garage of Jing Tower, hoping to catch him by chance. From bright daylight to sunset, she finally saw him. When she spotted him stepping out of the elevator, she rushed forward and grabbed his arm tightly. Jing Mo, I finally found you. After we left that small inn, where did you go? Why didn't you contact me or Xiaoshen? Grabbed like that, Jing Mo seemed momentarily stunned. But in an instant, his expression turned cold, distant, impenetrable. Miss, please behave yourself, Jing Mo said icily, shaking off her hand. His slightly furrowed brows radiated obvious annoyance. Tang Su stared at him in disbelief. How could Jing Mo, the man who had shared life and death with her, closer than family, no longer recognize her? That's when Tang Su noticed the sweet, pretty woman standing beside Jing Mo. She recognized her, Fong Tang, Lin Yanyan's best friend. Fong Tang gently wrapped her arm around Jing Mo's. Mo, do you know Tang Su? She seems to know you well. If there are other girls around you, I'll get jealous. Jing Mo firmly squeezed Fong Tang's delicate hand, his handsome face softening with a tenderness that could melt hearts. Tang, in this life I only want you. Tang. Tang Su's heart jolted violently. In the dungeon, Jing Mo had always called her Tang. Now he didn't recognize her, yet he was calling another woman Tang. What was going on? Instinctively, Tang Su felt this had to be Lin Yanyan and Fong Tang's doing. Back in school, whenever those two teamed up, trouble always followed. Seeing Jing Mo about to leave with Fong Tang, Tang Su quickly rushed after them. Jing Mo, I'm Tang. What happened? How could you forget Xiaoshen and me? Jing Mo, Xiaoshen's condition is getting worse, Before Tang Su could finish, Fong Tang suddenly staggered and dramatically collapsed to the ground. Lifting her face, her sweet, innocent features twisted with apparent hurt and innocence. Tang Su, what's wrong with you today? Why are you clinging to my fiancé and even pushing me down? Tang. Jing Mo carefully pulled Fong Tang into his arms, his eyes overflowing with unmistakable Xintao and tenderness. At that moment, the man before her began to blur with the image in Tang Su's memory, the gentle youth, warm like jade. Yet toward her, he was nothing but frozen ice. Apologize to Tang. Jing Mo commanded. I didn't touch her at all. She fell on purpose. Tang Su shouted, quickly glancing at the blinking security cameras in the garage. If you don't believe me, check the surveillance footage. Then you'll know who should be apologizing to whom. Mo, it hurts. Fong Tang's cute face crumpled into a pitiful expression, as if she'd suffered some unbearable injustice. Jing Mo's gaze hardened. His voice toward Tang Su now dripped with warning and impatience. Apologize. Now. Tang Su lifted her face, staring at the man before her as if seeing him for the first time. Jing Mo had a face with soft, refined features, one that always reminded her of an ancient phrase, a noble gentleman, polished like jade, refined through trials. But in just a few months, he was no longer that gentle soul. He had become a statue of ice. Thinking of the Jing Mo who always defended her unconditionally, who would starve himself just to secretly save her a piece of steamed bun, now turning into someone as blind to right and wrong as Lu Huizhua, it filled Tang Su with indescribable sorrow and pain. Thinking of the Jing Mo who always defended her unconditionally, who would starve himself just to secretly save her a piece of steamed bun, now turning into someone as blind to right and wrong as Lu Huizhua, it filled Tang Su with indescribable sorrow and pain. Just as she opened her mouth to defend herself, a sharp pain exploded in her knee. Jing Mo had kicked her, hard right in the knee. Azwa, you're no longer anyone to me. Jing Mo kicked hard. Tang Su fell to her knees on the ground from the force. Jing Mo gently pulled Fong Tang into his arms. Sweetie, I made her apologize to you. I told you, I won't let anyone bully you. Sweetie, once we leave here, I'll never let anyone hurt you again. Watching Jing Mo's resolute back as he walked away, remembering all the times he'd said those words to her in the dungeon, Tang Su's vision blurred instantly with tears. She thought the world was truly ridiculous. She'd been forced to kneel twice in her life, and the ones who made her do it were, one, the man she loved most, and the other, her closest friend, someone she'd shared life and death with. The people she cared about most always trampled her dignity without hesitation. Tang Su's knees throbbed with pain, and her stomach began to ache too. It wasn't until long after Jing Mo and Fong Tang had left that she managed to weakly prop herself up against the wall and stand. Like a soulless corpse, she wandered through the bustling streets. Suddenly, she felt utterly lost, as if there was no light ahead at all. Raising 1 million before her death seemed nearly impossible. But even if she had to fight the heavens themselves, she would cure Xiao Shen's illness. She would make sure he lived a long, healthy, worry-free life. After drifting like a ghost along the roads for over half an hour, Tang Su eventually returned to Lu Lane. She wanted to search Lu Lane, see if there was anything left she could sell, anything to get money for Xiao Shen's treatment. Lu Lane was under Lu Huaizuo's name, so she couldn't sell the property itself. But some of the items inside were things she had bought. She could take them to the second-hand market for cash. The moment she opened the door, she saw Lu Huaizuo sitting on the living room sofa. The light wrapped around him, yet revealed no brightness, only darkness and cruelty that swallowed everything. When he saw Tang Su, Lu Huaizuo abruptly lifted his face. His eyes churned with suffocating fury and rage. Before she could speak, he stood up and hurled a thick stack of photos straight into her face. Tang Su, do you even have shame? His sharp-knuckled hand roughly clamped around her throat. I was just inside you yesterday, and today you can't wait to run out and find another man? Will you die if you don't have a man for one single day? Azwa, I don't know what you're talking about. Tang Su struggled to pry his fingers off her neck. Honestly, she was exasperated with Lu Huaizuo. He practically choked her every time they met. Maybe she'd been falsely accused too many times. Maybe she was numb now. This time, she didn't feel as broken as before. In fact, she even found a twisted sort of amusement in it. Would her neck eventually turn into a giraffe's from being strangled so often? Don't know. Lu Huaizuo's smile was icy and biting. Once Jing Hao was done playing with you and tossed you aside, you immediately went after his older brother. Tang Su, you're truly available to any man. I didn't. Tang Su shook her head fiercely. There's nothing between Jing Mo and me. It's not as filthy as you think. Humph. Lu Huaizuo sneered coldly, clearly not believing a word. That's when Tang Su finally noticed the photos scattered on the floor. They were clearly taken tonight, when she met Jing Mo in the underground garage. Someone had photographed them. Tonight, she and Jing Mo hadn't touched each other intimately at all. But due to the angles, the pictures looked as though she was shamelessly throwing herself at Jing Mo. Tang Su, what do you have to say for yourself? Lu Huaizuo picked up a photo from the floor, one capturing Jing Mo kicking Tang Su in the knee. Combined with the earlier images, it looked exactly like she'd thrown herself at him only to be violently shoved away in disgust. Staring into Lu Huaizuo's eyes, filled completely with distrust, Tang Su suddenly didn't want to defend herself anymore. She gave a self-mocking smirk. Though it was an expression of utter despair and helplessness, she still looked breathtakingly beautiful. Azwa, you seem to have forgotten we're divorced. Divorce means I, Tang Su, am no longer your wife. From this day forward, marriage and love have nothing to do with us. So whether I shamelessly chase after one man or 100 men, it has nothing to do with you anymore. Azwa, you're no longer anyone to me. Tang Su, how dare you? Lu Huaizuo whirled around, slammed her onto the sofa, and pressed his lips down on hers almost savagely. Tang Su, even if I don't want you anymore, you'll never belong to another man. Tang Su knew what would come next. He would do, yet again, whatever he pleased to her body regardless of her will. This time, she didn't struggle. She merely tiredly flickered her eyelids open. Azwa, do you know what this available to any man woman just did outside? Azwa, aren't you afraid of getting dirty? I remember you have obsessive cleanliness. At her words, Lu Huaizuo abruptly shoved her away. Tang Su, you damn slut, he spat, then stormed out, cold and rigid. Her body crashed heavily onto the icy floor. Waves of sharp pain surged through her, tearing viciously at her stomach. She clutched her abdomen tightly, trying to crawl up from the ground. But the pain in her stomach was too intense. No matter how hard she tried, she could only curl into a ball on the floor, convulsing uncontrollably. She had no painkillers on her. If this kept up, she'd die from the agony. Nearly pitifully, she crawled across the floor, desperate to reach a pharmacy for some painkillers to ease the torment. Just as she opened the door to her small apartment, 2 burly men rushed in and forcibly stuffed her into a burlap sack. Let me go. Who are you? Let me go right now. Tang Su thrashed wildly inside the sack, punching and kicking with all her strength. But the two men showed no intention of releasing her. Her stomach pain worsened by the second. Eventually, her consciousness grew hazy and unclear. Half conscious, she felt herself being thrown into a car trunk. A black unlicensed Volkswagen sped off like lightning. Soon, jolted by constant bumps, she completely lost consciousness. When Tang Su woke up again, she found herself back in that very dungeon where Jing Hao and Lin Niannian had imprisoned her before. Recalling that horrifying, unbearable memory, Tang Su's entire body trembled uncontrollably. Let me out! Her voice was hoarse, as if crushed by tires. Let me out! Her voice was hoarse, as if crushed by tires. She realized that even after being taken out of the sack, her body remained weak and powerless. Only pain remained. Tang Su! Fong Tang's voice suddenly came from behind her. Tang Su spun around. Fong Tang stood there, her left arm in a sling, smiling sweetly at her. You really love Su Cha-Cha, don't you? Niannian said. Since you like her so much, why not become just like her? Become disabled, just like her. Become disabled like Su Cha-Cha. Everyone knew Su Cha-Cha was missing her left little finger. Could it be Lin Niannian and Fong Tang were going to chop off her left pinky too? I'm in so much pain. No, she didn't want to lose her little finger. Truthfully, she was afraid of pain too. The dungeon door suddenly swung open. Several bodyguards led the way as Jing Mo strode in with calm composure. When Fong Tang saw Jing Mo, she quickly rushed forward, her adorable doll-like face filled with anxiety. Mo, please let Su go. Su and I are good friends. If she really did something like this, it must have been just a moment of confusion. Mo, my hand is fine. Please forgive Su this once. Tang, I've already said. Anyone who bullies you must pay the price. Jing Mo turned his cold gaze toward Tang Su. His handsome, softly contoured face, when hardened, carried a terrifying aura like that of a grim reaper. His lips were thicker than Lu Huai's was. Tang Su once heard Qin Mian say that men with such lips usually had gentle and tolerant personalities. Once, she truly believed Jing Mo was a noble, kind-hearted gentleman. But after meeting again, she realized, if a man's heart turns cruel, even the warmest face can only show coldness and brutality. Tang Su, tell me, why did you send someone to destroy Tong Tong's hand? I didn't. Consciousness slowly returned, and Tang Su frantically defended herself. Jing Mo, I have no idea what you're talking about. After I left the underground garage tonight, I went straight home. How could I possibly harm Fong Tang? Su, I never hurt you. Why are you framing me like this? Su, I never hurt you. Why are you framing me like this? Su, don't misunderstand. I'm not framing you, I really am not. Fong Tang and Lin Niannian were indeed best friends, both equally skilled at playing the victim. She clutched Jing Mo's sleeve with teary eyes. Mo, please let Su go. I believe she didn't mean to do it. Mo, please don't hurt her. Not mean to? She had your hand broken. And you still say she didn't mean it. Tang, you're too kind. Your kindness breaks my heart. Kindness? Tang Su almost laughed in anger. Jing Mo, I always thought you were intelligent and wise, but I never expected you to be so stupid. Fong Tang has been framing me all along. What part of that looks kind to you? Tang Su, you're truly unrepentant. Jing Mo's sharp gaze locked onto her face. Your hired men have already confessed. You held a grudge over the garage incident and paid them to hurt Tang. You hurt my Tang, you deserve to die. You hurt my Tang, you deserve to die. Mo, no. Don't hurt Su. I'm begging you. No matter what she did, she's still my friend. Please don't harm her. Tears welled in Fong Tang's eyes, making her look genuinely heartbroken. Jing Mo tightly gripped Fong Tang's small hand. Tang, she hurt you. I can't possibly let her go. Mo, please don't take her life. Fong Tang dropped to her knees. Desperately, she pleaded. Mo, give Su a chance to live. Yes, my hand is injured, so cutting off one of her fingers would be enough revenge. Mo, please. Only one finger, okay? Tang, get up. Fong Tang stubbornly remained on her knees. Mo, if you don't promise me, I'll stay here forever and never get up. Mo, if you don't promise me, I'll stay here forever and never get up. Jing Mo sighed softly, both indulgent and helpless. Fine, Tang. I'll agree to your request. Then, he coldly ordered the nearby guards. Cut off one of her fingers. No. Tang Su struggled violently, but two burly men firmly pinned her shoulders down. She couldn't move at all. Jing Mo, you can't do this to me. When you regain your memories, you'll regret hurting me like this. Jing Mo's expression didn't flicker. Tang Su, if I ever regret anything, it will only be for not tearing you apart piece by piece today. Do it. No. Tang Su shook her head desperately. Her eyes caught sight of her phone lying on the ground nearby. With great difficulty, she grabbed it and dialed Lu Huai's number. Tang Su found it laughable, though he had hurt her so deeply, in her most desperate moment, he was still the first person she thought of. The call connected almost instantly. Tang Su blurted out, "Azwa, save me." "Mayu, it's me," came Lin Yanyan's voice, clearly gloating. "Are you about to have your finger chopped off? My mom told me it feels amazing to lose a finger. You should really enjoy it." "Lin Yanyan, let Azwa take the phone. I need to speak to Azwa. Azwa just finished showering. I'll hand him the phone right away." Showering. He was with Lin Yanyan. He was even showering there. Her heart felt like it was being cut with a knife. She already knew Lu Huaizhua, and Lin Yanyan had been intimate, but hearing that he was showering at her place made her feel pierced by countless arrows. After a brief pause, Lin Yanyan's voice came through again. "Azwa, your sister seems to be in trouble. She says you need to save her, or she'll die." Lu Huaizhua wasn't near the phone, but his loud voice still reached Tang Su's ears, his angry shout clear. "She deserves to die." Clang! Tang Su's phone slammed hard onto the ground. Suddenly, all her strength to resist vanished. Her mind and heart were flooded with those words. He had said she deserved to die. Her hand was forcefully pressed to the floor. Her little finger was brutally severed. Bright red blood blurred her vision. The excruciating pain of losing a finger paled in comparison to the agony in her heart. It hurt so much. Tang Su pressed her uninjured right hand against her chest, gasping for breath from the unbearable pain.